Kshatriya sadhunvartata Yojata strayate varnam Paurusha kantakakshata
Bahubhyo vartata shatram
Bahubhayo vartata shatram
Kshatriyastad anuvrataha
Kshatriyastad anuvrataha
Yojatastrayati varnam
Yojatastrayati varnam
Purusha kantakakshana
Purusha kantakakshata. Okay, so no need is here. All right. The synonyms. Synonyms and translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Dāsī Bhaktivedanta Swami Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai. Bahubhya, from the arms.
From the arms.
Avartata, generated. Shatram, the power of protection.
The power of protection.
Kshatriya, in relation to the power of protection.
In relationship to the power of protection.
Tat, that. Anuvrataha, followers. Yaha, one. Who. Jataha, so becomes. Trayate, delivers. Varnan, the other occupations. Paurushaha, representative of the personality of Godhead.
Representative of the personality of Godhead.
Kantaka, of disturbing elements like thieves and debauchees.
Of disturbing elements like thieves and debauchees.
Shatat, from the mischief. Translation, thereafter, the power of protection was generated from the arms of the gigantic Virat form. And in relation to such power, the Kshatriyas also came into existence by following the Kshatriya principle of protecting society from the disturbance of thieves and miscreants. Purport. As the Brahmanas are recognized by their particular qualification of inclination towards the transcendental knowledge of Vedic wisdom, so also the Kshatriyas are recognized by the power to protect society from the disturbing elements of thieves and miscreants. The word Anuvrataha is significant. A person who follows the Kshatriya principles by protecting society from thieves and miscreants is called a Kshatriya, not the one who is simply born a Kshatriya. The conception of the caste system is always based on quality and not on the qualification of birth. Birth is an extraneous consideration. It is not the main feature of the orders and division. In Bhagavad Gita 18:41-44, the qualifications of the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras are specifically mentioned, and it is understood that all such qualifications are needed before one can be designated as belonging to a particular group. Lord Vishnu is always mentioned as the Purusha in all Vedic scriptures. Sometimes the living entities are also mentioned as Purushas, although they are essentially Purusha Shakti, Parashakti, or Paraprakriti, the superior energy of the Purusha, illusioned by the external potency of the Purusha, the Lord. The living entity falsely think of themselves as Purusha, although they actually have no qualifications. The Lord has the power to protect of the three deities, Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara. The first has the power to create, the second has the power to protect, and the third has the power to destroy. The word Purusha is significant in this verse because the Kshatriyas are expected to represent the Purusha Lord in giving protection to the Prajas, or all those who are born in the land and water. Protection is therefore meant for both men and animals. In modern society, the prajas are not protected from the hands of thieves and miscreants. The modern democratic state, which has no kshatriya, is a government of Vaishyas and Shudras, and not of Brahmanas and Kshatriyas as formerly. Maharaj Yudhishthira and his grandson Maharaj Parikshit were typical Kshatriya kings, for they gave protection to all men and animals. When the personification of Kali attempted to kill a cow, Maharaj Parikshit at once prepared himself to kill the miscreant. And the personification of Kali was banished from his kingdom. That is the sign of Purusha, or the representative of Lord Vishnu. According to Vedic civilization, a qualified Kshatriya monarch is given the respect of the Lord because he represents the Lord by giving protection to the prajas. Modern elected presidents cannot even give protection from theft cases, and therefore one has to take protection from an insurance company. The problems of modern human society are due to the lack of qualified Brahmanas and Kshatriyas and the over influence of Vaishyas and Shudras by so called general franchise. Let's do some prayers onto our teachers who have given us this knowledge. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। Hare Krishna. So every morning we get together, read such auspicious texts from Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapuran. This Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapuran shows us the way, not only for our eternal goal, which is definitely Krishna Prema or going back to Godhead, but also is teaching us so many other things which are relevant for our human form of life. So now we are reading chapter 6, which is creation of the universal form. And we have seen already that how Virata Purusha came from the navel of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. And there is a whole explanation of the manifestation of energies by Virata Purusha. Now, this Virata Purusha, we know that is not the eternally manifested form, but it comes whenever there is the manifestation of creation. And now we have covered in previous verses that Virata Purusha, from his head, different planetary systems have come. So already the planetary system, living entities, have already originated from the body of Virata Purusha. And particularly starting from verses 30 till 34, now there is the description of different varnas. So what is this varnas and what is varnashram system? And is it important or not? Because many statements has been given to us in different purports. Somewhere it has been said that because this is a society of Shudra, so everybody and anybody is eligible to just jump up and just gain the qualification of Brahmanas. So what this Varnashram system here, we are talking about. And this Varnashram system, we can see from the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam that it is coming straight from Virata Purusha, who is Supreme Personality of Godhead. So when something is coming straight from the Lord, so definitely that is applicable like sun in the creation. So sun is everywhere. No matter, we want, if clouds want to cover the sun is there. And, it's the misconception of our eyes that we are not able to see the sun due to the covering of clouds. Now, what is happening here? I just want to go from the very bottom of this ocean and then come up onto the surface. So this living entity, which is called Jivatma, is prevalent all over in the spiritual world and in the material world, material universe. So this spiritual universe is called three path because of three qualities this spiritual universe have. I'm not going to go into that because today's subject matter is clearly different. Let's come up in this material universe and the these Jivatmas are Nitya Bad Jivas or eternally conditioned souls. So living entities who are there in the spiritual world, they are Nitya Siddha or they are eternally liberated souls. And when that started is has nobody has clue, and it is given by our acharyas that it is beginningless from anadi. That means there was never a anta, or it was never a point when it started, so it is beginningless. So we can say that these living entities who are covered with ignorance. Now, what is this ignorance? This living entity is full of knowledge, eternity, and bliss. Sat, Chit, and Anand. The quality is there. But this living entity is covered by the ignorance. What ignorance? That this living entity forgot about its quality that I am a spirit soul. And this living entity is covered from beginningless. So, because of that reason, this living entity is sleeping in the body of Karanodakshai Vishnu for time immemorial. And now, this living entity who is in the state of Sushupti or always, is sleeping in Karanodakshai Vishnu, this living entity gets the chance to come in the material universe when the Lord Karanodakshai Vishnu wants to create the material universe. And we have seen the creation till now that Lord just glances over the material prakriti. Now, this material prakriti is also apara energy or the separated energy of Lord. Now, I'm not going to again explain the process of creation because we have gone through so many times on the same subject. So, 23 elements generate, and with the influence of aham tattva or false ego, a living entity who is already covered with ignorance gets another covering of false ego. And now, when the false ego comes, subtle body becomes manifested. With subtle body is mind, intelligence, and false ego. And then after that, gross body comes into picture. Now, the subtle body is there. This Jivatma, who is forgetful of its real quality, this Jivatma, who is a Jiva now, and covered with a subtle body, mind, false ego, and intelligence, this Jiva has the baggage of fruitive activities. And because of the combination of these two things, I mean, the aham tattva, false ahankar or false ego, ignorance, and subtle body created, subtle body which is called antahakaran or chitta. So, this living entity gets the gross body according to the fruitive baggage, according to the karmas, gross body. This now further this Nitya Baddha Jivas get divided into 8.4 million species. Now we are in this material world, 8.4 million species, and there are 4 types of birth, which we are going to see in later chapters. And this gross body comes under the jurisdiction of Brahma in the Visarga Srishti. But right now, what we are reading, that power of protection comes from the arms of the Lord, is again the primary creation. This is just the part of primary creation. But what I am talking about, the cross body, it comes in the secondary creation. So this 8.4 million species, this living entity who now has a subtle body gets the gross body amongst these 4 types of birth. One birth is from womb, we call mammals. The other birth is from seeds, like plants. The third birth is from perspiration, which is like insects, bug like that. And the fourth one is seeds, mammals, perspiration, and there is one more. Eggs, yes, eggs, thank you. Yeah, there is one more, which is eggs. So 4 types of birth happen, and these living entities, they just get divided into 8.4 million species. Now, among this 8.4 million, there is a very small percentage of species of human being, which is 400,000. So this 400,000 has human beings, devatas, rakshasas, so basically the form of human. So among these, there is a very small percentage of those human beings who come under the civilized society or under the civilization. So now this human society, as we can see, according to these verses, now this is again the primary creation. Secondary creation has not yet happened. So gross bodies are not there, but Lord is manifesting his energies. We have seen the power of protection generated from the arms of gigantic Virat Purusha. And in relation to such power, the Kshatriyas also came into existence by following. So Kshatriyas, they are going to come into existence by following this principle of power or protection. So this human society has been divided into 4 varnas and 4 ashramas, which is called Varnashram system. What are the 4 varnas? 4 varnas starting from the intellectual class, and then second class is administrative or ruling class, third class is productive class, and the fourth class is labor class. So these are the 4 description or 4 varnas. Now, again, 4 varnas are there. These 4 varnas are there, but the varnashram system has been misused or has been twisted by the modern civilized people, so-called civilized people, in order to serve their own material purposes, right? So there are 2 varnashram system which has been generated because of that. One is materialistic varnashram system, and the second one is Dev varnashram system or divine varnashram system. So this varnashram system, which is coming out, these varnas and ashramas, which is coming out from the body of Virat Purusha, and over and over and over again, it has been talked about in Bhagavad Gita by Sri Krishna, is divine or Deva varnashram system. So now materialistic varnashram system has been created so that one class can control other class, and in order to get recognition in the social settings, in the social groups, and in order to exploit other classes. So that is materialistic varnashram system which has been created. So now how come this system, material varnashram system, come into picture? In chapter 4 of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has explained that now this human being is here, who has gotten his this Jivatma or Jiva has got a gross body of a human being, and now this human being, because of his tendency to engage himself in karmas or activity, this human being is doing his karma. So Krishna in chapter 4, so hear this. It's very amazing. Krishna, how very nicely he is giving a ladder of the people who are performing karmas and what kind of karmas they are doing. So starting from the bottom, first person, this person is doing vikarma, or this person is just enjoying materially without following the injunctions of Vedas, right? Just, there is a saying, just eat, sleep, make, and defend. That's the purpose of your human life. No rules to be followed, no injunctions to be followed. These Vedas are given to us by those people who are not authentic. So these people are doing vikarma against the laws of the nature. So definitely they are earning a lot of sin on that. And these people who are doing vikarma, they are coming under the materialistic varnashram system, right? Because prestige is the only thing which they are looking for. On top of vikarmis, there are people who are following the things, but they are not offering, not following the things. We can say they are the worshippers. They are doing their duties, but they are not offering their share to demigods. And these people also are called in Bhagavad Gita thieves, right? They are thieves. So the next class above that, they are the worshippers of demigod, and they are offering whatever they are eating to demigods, and they are not earning sin in that case. So that's the one step above. Now there is another class of karmis who are another class of karmis. Now these karmis who are worshippers of demigods and have some kind of piety in them. So when this kind of human being who has some kind of piety and just offering to the demigods according to the Vedas, performing sacrifices and doing all these things, when this person meets with a jnani or a person who is uh, mm, who is an intellectual class, right? So this person gets the information that everything should be done for the pleasure of Vishnu, right? So there is one app. So this person, he gets on another level, which is everything he wants to do is a sacrifice for Vishnu. And Krishna in 3.9 specifically, Bhagavad Gita, he's mentioning that everything which you are doing, especially for the sacrifice as Vishnu, is the thing, or is the ultimate thing which one should be doing for perfection, right? Now, this person who has come on this level of offering his fruits of his activities onto Lord Vishnu, when he gets to meet with a devotee, so he tells him, you offer it to Vishnu, but there are two ways to offer your fruits to Vishnu or the Supreme Person. What are those two ways? First is Jai Shri Shri Radha Bihari Jagan. So first is that offer the fruits of your result to Supreme Person, but with detachment, with the feeling of detachment. So this is one kind of person. And the other kind of person who has gone up to level up, he is the person who is going to detach the fruits of his work, but with love and devotion. So there are two people who are giving the fruits or offering the fruits of his result, of fruits of his action to Supreme Lord, one is under the category of Tyaga or detachment, and the other is in the category of love and devotion. So this person who is doing Tyaga with detachment, with a feeling of detachment, usually we see that either he climb up to the ladder of love and devotion, or if not, then he goes to the way of Jnana Marga or Nirvishesha Brahman, or just on this path of merging into the supreme effulgence of the Lord. Nonetheless, so these are two people. Now this whole process we can see and we can analyze where we are standing, right? There are different levels of karmas. Are we the vikarmis? Are we the demigod worshippers? Are we not offering? Even if we are offering, and even if we are offering to the Supreme Lord, are we doing it out of Tyaga, with the feeling of Tyaga, or with the feeling of love and devotion? So, let me just take an example to make things much more easier. But in order to categorize this, because when we become devotees, then we think, oh, there is no need for me to follow Varnashram system, right? Because now I'm a devotee, I'm doing service of the Lord, so there is no need for me to just follow this system. Now, again, what we are doing, are we separating from the fruits of our action with detachment or with love and devotion? And not only the separation of fruit should be there, but the mentality of doership should also be renounced at the same time. And if these two things are happening, then we can say that we are progressing into the marg of bhakti or devotion. So these two people are like that. For example, if I have a fan at my house, right? Fan at my house, and I want to this fan just if I donate this fan to a brahmachari, an old fan which is sitting in my house, if I give this fan to a brahmachari, because anyways, with a feeling of okay, I have to just get rid of it, or just and also if I give this fan to this brahmachari, maybe I will get some appreciation in return of this. People will recognize me. All these small things are there. So this is a person who is giving the fruits, or separating from his fruits, from the fruits of his results of actions, from the results of his action. This is the person who has no love for that brahmachari. He is just getting rid of that man. But if I see that this brahmachari is doing so much, so many services, and he's suffering because of not availability of fan maybe in his room, let me just buy and give it to him. So that's where the love and devotion comes. That's just a small example. So my point about mentioning about vikarma, sakarma, and akarma is that in the entire process, if we do not follow the Deva Varnashram system. Now, what is the purpose of Deva Varnashram system? The purpose is only one, to please Supreme Personality of Godhead. Samsiddhi Haritoshanam. That is given to us in 1.2.13 by Sutta Goswami when he is mentioning about the Varnashram system. And he is saying, O best among the twice born, it is therefore concluded that the highest perfection one can achieve by discharging the duties prescribed for one's occupation according to caste systems, divisions, and orders of life is to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that's the only reason why we are following the Deva Varnashram system. But because of the interest, because of industrialization, everything has changed. Everybody has to all the people in general, brahmana, kshatriya, shudras, everybody get themselves involved in the productive class, vaishyas and shudras. And that's the reason why everything gets mixed up. And Srila Prabhupada also mentioned so many times in Bhagavad Gita 2.13 in the purport, Srila Prabhupada is saying that Varnashram system is the man's stepping stone for the spiritual advancement. So in the entire karma series, we can see that we are not free from the mentality of doership and enjoying the results of the action. So until and unless we have not reached on that stage of Drid Vishwasa or Drid Shraddha, and we are not doing direct devotional service 24/7. Right? Krishna in Bhagavad Gita in 9th chapter, what he said? Satatam Kirtanam. 24/7. He is not saying just give me 10 hours or 12 hours, 24/7. Are we doing 24/7 bhakti, direct devotional service? What is direct devotional service? What is the definition of direct devotional service? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Ityadi. That means all Shravanam, Kirtanam, Kriyas. These Kriyas are all direct devotional service. And when we come onto this stage of direct devotional service where I'm chanting 2 hours in a day and maybe I'm devoting my time in performing pujari services and some services in the temple. But now I'm also working outside. I have a job, I have a family to take care. So I am dependent on karma, right? I am dependent on karma. So this is also when the karma is mixed. So maybe I am doing my karma, but now the argument can come. I am doing my karma. I am giving the fruits or whatever money I am earning according to the scriptures to the Supreme Lord. So I am doing the pure devotional service. But that's not what our acharyas have said. They said that this bhakti, because I am dependent on the karma for my maintenance, that means Purna Shraddha or Drid Vishwas is not still here, right? Purna Vishwas or Drid Shraddha is not still here. And that's okay because there are stages in devotional service, right? We have read that Rupa Goswami has given us 9 stages of devotional service, starting with Shraddha. But if we see second chapter of Canto 1, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Pad, he is giving 14 stages of devotional service. I mean, the 14 stages starting from the Satam Kripa. That means the mercy from a devotee. When mercy of devotee comes, then everything just starts. So before that, I was a karmi, maybe vikarmi or sakarmi, right? I have already explained these. So I was that. But now, because I have gotten the mercy of a devotee, I have come into the category of Nishkam Karma Yoga, where I am separating from the results of my action. But right now, I'm separating because of detachment. Because of the preaching which is going on, and I know, oh my God, I don't have to just get attached with these results, just detach because I have to get some kind of liberation, or the goal is that there. So this is again, that's why we are not still on the stage of bhava, which is going to come after, so many stages. If we go according to Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, then we have to cross like 12 stages. And if we go according to Rupa Goswami, then we have to cross 8 stages. So both the things are same, both the stages are same, but Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has given an explanation more on each stage. So that's why it just, divided into 14 stages. So right now, I am not here. I am not there on the bhava stage, and I am not there on the bhava stage. And here I am thinking that I am a pure devotee. So this is a very dangerous situation. I am going to leave my varnashram dharma, which is, I'm talking about Daiva varnashram dharma, not the materialistic varnashram dharma. And so I have to go here. I am still here. Maybe in the dress of a devotee, I'm talking about myself only. Maybe in a dress of a devotee, I am a sakarmi, right? I want the results of my action. I want to enjoy it. So I am on that stage. Although I have the mercy of the Lord, the process has begun. But I did not come unto the stage of Nishkam Karma Yoga. So, what to talk about Nishkam Karma Yoga with love? So, when I follow and I go through and come onto the stage of Nishkam Karma Yoga, then what happened? Antahkaran Shuddhi happened, or the purification of my heart happened, which is Anartha Nirvritti, Antahkaran Shuddhi. And after that, whatever, so just wanted to make clear here that bhakti or devotional service, devotion is independent of any of these nishkam karma yoga, sakam karma yoga. Does not matter. Bhakti can show its result anywhere, anytime. But do I have the vessel to hold that mercy of bhakti? The answer is no, right? The answer is no. Why? Because of lack of firm conviction in the injunctions of shastras. That's the definition of faith, firm faith, right? Last discussion, I have gone through the types of shraddha, which is given to us in Madhurya Kadambani by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So the third one, the third Shraddha, which is Shastriya Shraddha, I don't have that. That firm conviction I don't have. That's why I am doing my karma too, right? I'm going for my 8-hour job, and then I'm serving in the temple. I'm doing pujari service. I'm just giving 8 hours, 6 hours in a day for direct devotional service, sakshat bhakti, we call it, right? For Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Murti, Archanam, deity worship, all these processes, right? So these are direct devotional services. But I am also dependent on my karma. So this is not pure devotional service. This is karma mishra bhakti, where my goal is to attain bhakti. My goal is to achieve or to progress in this process. But I am dependent on my karma also. So when there is a mixture, then at that time I cannot say that this varnashram system is not for me. Hmm? When we come in the process, and then we hear from our seniors. Now we all are shudras. We are all born shudras. So first of all, this varnashram system, Daiva varnashram system, is not based on the qualification of birth. It is based on the quality, nature, characteristics, work, and training. That's what is given to us by Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada in Canto 9, Chapter 10, Verse 51, Srila Prabhupada has said that in the purport, Srila Prabhupada has said that these, out of all the 4 yugas, Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Draupar Yuga, and Kali Yuga is the worst. But if we invoke Varnashram system, Deva Varnashram system in Kali Yuga, then it is going to become just like Satya Yuga. But because of the mixing of varnas, everything just get mixed up. And as I said, right, we all are Shudras from birth, as it is given. Because why it is that we say that we all are Shudras in Kali Yuga by birth?
If you don't, my understanding is because in general the population doesn't follow the Garbhadam Samskara.
Yes.
So there's no, people are just being born out of sense enjoyment.
Yeah, because as I said, we karmas, because we karmis, we are not following the injunctions of shastras, we are not following Garbhadhan samskara, no samskara, we are just indulging in sense gratification. So when sense gratification happens and the human being is coming as a result of sense gratification. So this human being is by birth is Vikarmi or Shudra, not following the injunctions of the Vedic literature. So that's the point that we have to see where we are, where I'm standing, right? So that's why Srila Prabhupada has started Varnashram colleges. And Srila Prabhupada has said, I'm forgetting in what purport, uh, Srila Prabhupada has said that, there is a need to start Varnashram colleges so that as we can make doctors, lawyers, engineers. So if we introduce this Daiva Varnashram system and we can train people depending on the quality, depending on the quality and inclination. If we can train people, like some people by nature or by quality, they are very intellectual, right? They can read and they can just remember. And some people, they are very good administrators. They are very good managers, right? And some people, they are very good executors, right? Vaishya's class. And some people, they just want to assist everybody, right? So this is quality is already there. But if we provide training according to the nature, then we can create Daiva Varnashram system. And the Varnashram system, which is going on according to the birthrights, that is being neglected or rejected by the acharyas, because those Varnashram, that materialistic. So I have talked about two Varnashram system: materialistic Varnashram system and Daiva Varnashram system. So wherever Krishna in Bhagavad Gita 18, 41, 42, 43, 45, 46, he is covering about the qualities and the duties. So there are two things: duties and qualities of a person in Varnashram system. So Krishna is talking about divine or Daiva Varnashram system. But because of the conditioning, so much conditioning, this human being has changed everything in order to satisfy his own senses. And because of that reason, because of the uprise of this materialistic Varnashram system, everything, all these religious practices just got vanished, right? And this Deva Varnashram system is the system which, if we can try to implement specifically in the society of devotees, then even Srila Prabhupada has said, not everybody can become Brahmanas. It's not possible, right? Somebody can be Kshatriya, I mean, the managers, or somebody can be, the helper class, and somebody can be, executing class. So everybody cannot become Brahmanas. So we have to cultivate according to the qualities of the people and to create perfect Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Shudras, and Vaishyas. Now, again, the dharma of this yuga, of this Kali Yuga, what is the dharma? Chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And I have heard so many times from so many people that, following any rules and regulations is not necessary, because the dharma of this yuga is chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And definitely, it is given in Brahma Naradiya Puran, and it is given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also in Chaitanya Charitamrita. And in, in so many places in our Shastras we can see. But, let me just take an example here. If let's take example of a girl and boy, and this example has been given to us by Vishwanath Chakravarti Pal. So he says that there is a girl and a boy, or a family of a boy proposes for the marriage for this girl. Now this girl, not immediately this girl is going to say yes, right? So this girl is going to see if this boy is capable of taking care of me for the lifetime. If this boy, because women need protection, so this girl, she wants to see that, is this man stable enough to protect me? right? And is this man, is there anybody else in his life, or so many other things she's going to check, right? And then when she is confident, then she is going to surrender onto him, and then she is going to accept him through her mind, body, and words, right? Completely surrender that this is my husband, I am just a surrendered wife. Now, similarly, this jiva, this human being or this jiva, when a Shuddha Bhakt or pure devotee of the Lord, like Srila Prabhupada, he comes and he gives us the chanting of Mahamantra is the only means in this Kali Yuga. Am I going to surrender immediately? No. Why? Because of conditioning since lifelong, right? So I am going to keep testing like that girl. That is this process give, and so many doubts will come in my mind. And once at one stage, when I attain Dhrida Shraddha, Purna Vishwas or full conviction in the words of the Shastras, as I have already explained, then I am going to surrender 100%. But right now, I am giving only few hours in my day. I am not 100% surrendered. And on top of that, there is a society which says that we don't need any kind of Varnashram system. We need Deva Varnashram system. And what is the goal of that Deva Varnashram system? To satisfy the Supreme Lord. But why the purpose has been changed? Because rather than satisfying the senses of the Lord, I just started satisfying the senses of my own sense gratification. So the entire Daiva Varnashram system, which is given in Bhagavad Gita, it has been twisted and turned into materialistic Varnashram system. When industrialization happened, then everything just got mumbled and jumbled. So productive class after industrialization, because there was so much exploitation, now they came as communists, right? And they said that we all are same. So how everybody can be of same nature? We are not. I am different from you. You are different from me, and everybody have their own strengths, and everybody they have their own weaknesses. So that's why this Varnashram system has given to us by the Supreme Lord based on the quality, nature, training, and work of a human being. And that's why Krishna is speaking 18.45 or 46, I'm not sure exactly the words in Bhagavad Gita. He is explaining that if you are doing your duties perfectly, what has given to you according to your nature and qualities, then you are being perfected rather than doing any other person's duty. So the point here is not to promote karma kand, but the point here is definitely the chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is our ultimate goal, because that's the pure bhakti. But chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra 24/7 direct devotional service is our main goal. But right now I am in between. So if I am in between, I have to progress towards Nishkam Karma Yoga. And then when I am doing my Nishkam Karma Yoga perfectly, then there is Antahakaran Shuddhi or Anartha Nirvritti or purification of my heart. And at that time, I am going to reach onto the stage of Nishtha, right? And this Nishtha is the study Shraddha or study firm conviction in the Shastras. And after that, although, I have attained that stage of firm conviction, but still, Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, my duty is to just keep doing or keep going with the varnashram deva varnashram system, right? But in my mentality or in my consciousness, I just renounce myself from the doership. We don't have to die with a feeling that I am a Brahmana. Because if anyone is dying with that, he's going to take birth as a Brahmana in the next life too. So this Dev Varnashram system, it's kind of a stepping stool onto that spiritual advancement. So once I reach to that stage, then now I am allowed to just renounce everything. But before reaching to that stage, if I am prematurely, jumping, then I'm not here or not there. I'm going to just, close the discussion with one story which just come into my mind. This story, I don't know if any one of you have heard before about Vyadha Gita. Anybody? Vyadha Gita? About Vyadha Gita? Okay. So this story comes in Mahabharata. And Mahabharata, this story comes, uh, Maitreya Muni is giving this story to Yudhishthir Maharaj. So, and talking about this Varnashram system, that if you are jumping without even attaining that Drid Vishwasa or firm conviction of in the Lord, in Supreme Person, then how you fall back. So there is a sannyasi, and this sannyasi, he was performing some austerities in the forest. And, while he was doing that, so there was a bird on the tree, and this bird had some droppings on the head of this sannyasi. And this sannyasi, he got really upset that what just happened, and he just glanced at that bird with anger, and this bird just burst into fire, right? Just and then this sannyasi thought, oh, I have attained mystic powers by my austerities, that only with my glance of anger this bird just went away. He became so happy. And then, in the afternoon, he was going around for begging him his alms. So he went onto the door of a householder. This woman, she came out, and he said that give me some alms. And this woman said, my husband is really sick, I am coming after like 5 minutes because I have to take care of him right now. He became very angry. And then he glanced again at this woman. And this woman, she told, this woman told him, don't think that I am a bird who is going to just burst with your anger eyes. He became so confused. How you know about that morning, happening? So this woman, she said, you are thinking that how I not get to know, because I am following my duty as a gharasta, or the divine varnashram system. And this woman says that I am still this woman is doing nishkam karma yoga and following varnashram system. Of course, the goal is to attain the bhakti. She said that I also have these powers, so don't even think that you are the only one. And then he became so perplexed. And then she said, if you want to know more about the varnashram system, then go and talk to a butcher. This butcher, he is in some part of the country. You go and then take the information from him. So this sannyasi, he went and he learned the lessons from a butcher who was following the Varnashram system, which is the divine Varnashram system, and whatever teachings he gave to this sannyasi is recorded as Vyadha Gita. Vyadha means butcher. Vyadha Gita in Mahabharata, Varna Parva. So I think that's very beautiful to know that we should not be jumping around, rather than follow the process as is explained. And the entire process which I explained about karma given in chapter 4, starting from vikarma and then going to the nishkam karma yoga, from nishkam karma yoga antakaran shuddhi, and then following the processes of bhakti is given to us by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So all these things, if we follow the stepping what you say stones, then spiritual advancement in this human form of life becomes easier. So with that, I am going to stop. Thank you so much for giving me time and rapt attention. If I have said something which is not according to the Shastras, or if I have said anything which is not correct, please correct me. and ask questions, whatever. I will try with my best of capability to answer. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
So it was nice to know the difference between the
Materialistic and Deva.
and the Devī karma. So my question to you is like, how do you, is there any difference or how do you put it in an order? Like, because everybody like we came from a materialistic background, you were not born into this and all, and started bhakti from somewhere. So how do you put it in an order, or is there any restriction, or something is similar, or how do you put this Devī karmi?
Devi Varnashram.
But they, like karma Varnashrama, Devī Varnashrama, and Vaidhi Bhakti and
Raganuga Bhakti. So I think, Prabhuji, you were not there, but I was explaining the starting from karma. So I have given this in the class that, we karmis, we usually start as we karmis. I mean, unless our family is following the Shastric injunctions. So we karmis means, not following. And then there is a step up where, we start following and then doing for the demigods. I'm not offering into demigods. To the demigods, Krishna has said that that person is a thief. And then the next level is I'm offering to demigods and following Shastri. That's sakama, good karma and good results. And then after that, it will be, Bhakt comes into my life. He tells me, you have to offer it to Vishnu. Everything with some Siddhir Haritoshanam. It should be for the satisfaction of the Lord. If prior to that, I am only doing the materialistic Varnashram Dharma. My father told me, you have brought in the Brahman family, your thing is this and this. I have this social status in the family. So this materialistic Varnashram system, the purpose is only to follow the social status and to curb one class by the control of other class. That's the materialistic Varman. Now, when I get into this, right, I get Satam Kripa, right? Satam Kripa means the mercy of a devotee. Devotee comes into my life, right? You come into my life and you are going to say, no, not only demigods, you don't know, Supreme Personality of God, it's Krishna. Offer him to him. Now, I say, oh, okay. And I start offering few little bit of my phala or results, activities to the Lord. One step later, I am going to do it, but with detachment. So on the left side, people are standing and offering the results with detachment. On the right side, there is one level up where the devotees come, and I started offering my results of the activities with love and devotion. And when the devotee comes into my life, he tells me the real purpose of Varnashram. Then that starts me with the Daiva Varnashram system, right? When I started doing this Nishkam Karma Yoga, Nishkam Karma Yoga, then my Antakaran Suddhi is going to happen when I'm going to devote my phala or my results of my activity with love and devotion. Antakaran Shuddhi is going to happen. Even with detachment also, Antakaran Shuddhi is going to happen. And with this Antakaran Shuddhi, I am going to climb up the ladders. And now, still I am doing the Sadhana Bhakti, Vedi Bhakti we call, or Sadhana Bhakti, following rules and regulation. I accepted a Guru Padashraya, right? Guru Padashraya, I am under the shelter of a Guru. I am doing Sadhana Vaidhi Bhakti, following rules and regulation. And I am climbing up to the ladder of Nishtha. Nishtha, and this Nishtha is firm faith on the Shastriya, on the Shastras. And with this, now I am here. Now, after this, I'm going to get little bit of bliss, taste, ruchi, and all that. So now still my duty is to still follow Daiva Varnashram system so that others who are looking up to me, they don't fall and become corrupt. Right? Huh?
Yeah, the church.
Yes. Like Arjuna, right? Although he understood that his duty is to just follow what Krishna is saying, but still we can see in his life and the Pandavas, they did not leave everything and just, vanish and just go away right there. Why? Because because people are following, others are following you, other devotees are following you. So in this situation, your consciousness is not that I am a doer, I am a Brahmana. Your consciousness is completely cut from the even from the Deva Varnashram system. But with the body, you are following it. Hmm? So I have explained this entirely in the class. Hare Krishna. I know. Anybody else? Yes, Prabhu.
Let's see online
Yes,
first.
yes,
I have a
online.
question, but I don't know
Yeah.
all these people, devotees here online, if they have anything. Hare Krishna devotees online, do you have any questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Okay, hold on. Please go ahead.
Yeah, Prabhu, it was a very wonderful class. I just want to thanks Mataji. I don't have any question right now. It was a beautiful explanation about Varnashram and everything. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your kind words. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Yeah.
Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna. Anyone else? Okay, so I really liked the class. It was very thoughtful and went through a very good sequence. I really appreciated that. And it's something that I give a lot of thought to. And I see the trap that sometimes is there with devotees, those that have taken to the process of sadhana bhakti. You may be performing, as you mentioned, sadhana bhakti for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours a day, chant 16 rounds, you read Prabhupada's books, you do some deity worship, you cook your food, you offer it. But there is a lot of time that's there where we're not engaged in sadhana bhakti. And what are we doing with that time? And I think there's a misconception out there. Well, I'm doing my sadhana bhakti, so everything else that I'm doing is automatically purified. And how Krishna sees that glory, the glory of your sadhana bhakti, is one thing. But I think from our perspective, in what we are doing with that time, will often determine how quickly our consciousness is advancing. So what you brought into the equation, you spoke about that, and that's not spoken about very much. A lot of times we focus in on only the pure bhakti because we know that is the goal. I'm going to just for a moment. I like this just because this actually means a lot to me because it's something I think is relevant, and the more it's spoken about, I think devotees can really be helped with. I can be helped with myself. In the 12th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna takes us through a progression.
Yes.
Just fix your mind upon it. Think of me, and you will come to me.
Yes.
Absorb yourself. If you can't do that, follow the principles of sadhana bhakti, and then you will develop an attachment towards me.
Yeah.
If you can't do that, then work for me.
Yes.
Yeah, and then if you can't do that, then at least give some charity to. Yes. And even says just give some regular charity if you have to.
Yes.
Oftentimes we're actually in the third and fourth category, but we're thinking we're in the first category.
Yeah.
Maybe the second category where we almost think this other stuff doesn't apply to me, but we're not on that stage.
Yes.
And I really like the fact that you brought that in to it for us to think about, that we can still absorb ourselves and do things that are Krishna conscious. And Srila Prabhupada, he uses this term Krishna karma.
Mm.
And it's in the 11th, and it's referenced in one of the 12:11, but he talks about it in the 11th chapter, 55. He says, I'll just read it real quick. He says, no one No work should be done by any man except in relationship to Krishna. This is called Krishna karma. One may engage in various activities, but one should not be attached to the results of his work, as you explained. The results should be done for him only. For example, one may be engaged in a business, but to transform that activity into Krishna consciousness, one should do that business for Krishna.
Yeah.
If Krishna is the proprietor of that business, then Krishna should enjoy the profit of that business. If a businessman is in possession of thousands and thousands of dollars, and if he has to offer all of this to Krishna, he can do this. This is work for Krishna. Instead of constructing a big building for sense gratification, he can construct a nice temple and install a deity of Krishna and arrange for his service. This is Krishna karma.
That's Nishkam Karma Yoga.
Yeah.
But Prabhupada is talking Krishna Karma. This is Nishkam Karma Yoga, exactly what I have spoken. So, but this Nishkam Karma Yoga, as we say that, we are chanting and this is called, that's what Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has said. This is called Sakshat Bhakti or direct devotional service. This is not pure devotional service still. So pure devotional service, the definition is as given to us by Rupa Goswami, and Narad Muni has given definition. Sarvopadi vinurmukta tatparena nirmalam rishikesha rishikena sevanam bhakti uchyate. That's the definition of pure devotional service. So just want to clarify here. And Krishna Karma, I have heard this before also in classes, but this Krishna Karma is Nishkam Karma Yoga, which is further divided into detachment, and the other is love and devotion. Left side people, they are detachment, right side in love and devotion. So basically both this detachment person, he is going to attend, usually a person who is doing it with detachment, his inclination is more towards gaining the liberation or the muktis, which is shashti, sarupya, because he's giving it detachment with the consciousness of gaining something in return, right? Like me, gaining something in return. So he's going to get mukti or liberation, and he's not going to get the service. He's going to sit there. But the person who is getting love and devotion, he is going to go through that raga marga. Raga marga, and this person is going to be in the relationship of, that 5 main relationship and 7 secondary relationship. This with love and devotion. The person who is standing in the right side. You mean I'm just giving the things.
Yeah.
So with detachment person, this is going to through this route, and he is going to end up in a liberation, in any of the 5 liberation, because his consciousness, he again wants sense enjoyment in the form of something, we call it higher taste, right? I want high taste for myself. This is again, I'm not doing for the satisfaction of Krishna. I am doing it for my satisfaction, because I know if I am just getting rid of my work right now with detachment, I'm going to get something better in return. But this person who is doing it with love and devotion, in his mind, in his consciousness, Krishna is my everything. I love Krishna because he's Krishna, because I want to please Krishna. So when I'm doing the chanting only to please Krishna, that comes under the pure devotion, progression. So this person who is doing with love and devotion, so going to go in the Raga Marga and up top. So this left side person, I'm standing here, should come here. So that's what Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has explained really, really well in Bhagavad Gita also. And it's basically in first 6 chapters. This Krishna Karma is Nishkam Karma.
But it's very relevant, I feel, for us.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to fall into this trap of thinking, I can do my sadhana and that covers me in the devotional camp, but the rest of my life doesn't necessarily have to reflect an absorption or an activity that is still connected with Krishna somehow.
But Bhakti Devi, she is independent. She can give mercy, just like I was reading yesterday in Chaitanya Charitamrita, how Narada Muni, when he spoke with that Mrigarari hunter, Mrigarari on the spot, he just surrendered. So he surrendered. So he got the mercy, as well as he just formed his full conviction in the words of Narada Muni, Shastriya Shraddha. And then he just from the hunter, he jumped up on to become a Vaishnava. No in between Nishkam Karma Yoga or anything, nothing. All the stages he crossed. So Bhakti Devi is potent enough. She is independent of giving any kind of auspiciousness. You know, there is classes all already over. So, but there are, things when bhakti arises, all the miseries, klesha, agni, and that shubda, all these things are given to us. That's, you know, that's there. What kind of miseries, 5 types of miseries go away. So all these things are, I mean, mind blowing when we read, even in the process of that progression marga, there are so many things among Brajan Kriya and, so many that, we are in the Bhajan Kriya stage, but we keep falling down. And there are reasons why it has been given to us. So everything is so clear, I mean. So I don't want to hold anybody. You can go. So Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak.
Devotees online, again, thank you for joining us. A couple quick announcements. I want to mention that today we have a temple seva cleanup day. We'll start about 10 o'clock. If you want to come over, we'll be here till about 12:30, and then we'll have lunch together. Today is Ekadasi. Next Saturday, we are having in the morning, it's our SOS, it's a Sankirtan orientation seminar. Going to be given by Denutarpata Prabhu and his wife, Samadatri Mataji. What we are doing is starting in March. We're having our monthly Sankirtan festival, MSF, and we'll have this throughout the year, starting in March, once the weather changes. And we want to prepare everybody. We want to get people involved. I know going out on Sankirtan can sometimes be scary, uncertain, going and distributing books, meeting strangers. But it is part of our mission and our movement, and we want to make it more friendly for you so you can participate. So they're taking this time next week. So it'll be here at the temple. You can come associate in person. We'll go through some exercises and try, they have a nice format given by His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu. So that'll be next Saturday morning at 10, starting at 10 o'clock, 10 to 12. Also, Monday is the appearance day of Lord Nityananda. So we'll be having a festival here in the temple in the evening, starting at 6 p.m. Please make it. And tomorrow we will also be hearing about Lord Nityananda. We have a 2-part course series by Archana Bhakti Mataji. Okay, have a wonderful Krishna conscious day. Thank you all for tuning in. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.